Blizzard shadow drop the PTR again. Do they not want TBC to succeed? I think they don't. And that's why they keep their own freaking game secret. How about that? How is that possible? Okay, so an hour ago they said that they are opening the PTR again tomorrow for the weekend. Only for the weekend. So we're getting Karasang Gruul Macteridon. I'm probably gonna run 20 Karasangs because it's fun. So from Friday all the way to Monday morning, we're gonna have the PTR for all the raids open again. As you guys know, they only open it for certain weekends. And this is likely to be the last testing weekend for all of TBC PTR, because after that we got like the holidays, you know, and after that we're gonna get, well, TBC is gonna come out on the 13th. That's gonna be the pre-patch. I don't think there's, how many weeks are we away? Like 2 weeks and change? I don't think this should be the last testing PTR. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes I don't know if Blizzard needs urgent medical attention because they are having a stroke, or maybe they need a strap to put on their glasses or something, because what the hell? We are getting the TBC pre-patch in January 13th, okay? These people thought it was an amazing idea when we are getting 2 freaking WoW releases in the entire year, you know? We're gonna get these 2 things and then we're gonna have 6 months of nothing to do. They thought it was a good idea to drop pre-patch for midnight the same a week later from TBC. Why? What do you want to gain out of this, Blizzard? What is... I would really want to get in the dark and twisted mind of the people that work in that company, you know? I would see some things I do not want to see. I'm going to see things that are going to scare me for life. But I would love to get in their minds and think what the hell they are thinking. Because TBC sucks. Okay, what? Imagine TBC sucks. Why would you drop retail on top of TBC? How is that going to help retail? No, you're wrong, because like you're saying is in 1 week people are going to be bored of TBC. No, that's the pre-patch. Like we're probably going to get like the raids are going to come at a very similar time. And you know retail expansions, let's be honest, like you're in TBC and you hit 70 and yeah, sure, you should get Prives. You should get your blues, you should get your gems, whatever. If you don't, you can still do Karasan. You can still clear. Like every new expansion in retail, there's like a list of 20 different chores you have to do until you are allowed to do Mythic Plus or Raid. You know what I mean? Like you have to do that bullshit campaign that takes 4 hours where you wanna like bust your nuts out. I went through that before, you know, like the also the not thing, but like the 4-hour campaign of like cutscenes with the lady with the feet, you know, like the what's the name of the lady with that thing? Like she talks and she's a very independent woman, and like then the other independent women talk to her about being independent woman, and you're stuck there for 4 hours, and then you do that, and then you gotta get the cloak or the belt or whatever bullshit they make up for this expansion, and then you gotta level up the cloak or the belt or whatever bullshit they do for that expansion. That's fine. That's fine. I think it's fine. Okay? The list of 20 million chores for retail is fine. But why do you drop it on top of TBC? Why do you want to force people to choose between TBC and retail? I was going to play it. Now I am not sure if I'm going to be able to play it. Like, if I got to choose between retail and TBC, I'm going to choose TBC. Say this thing came out a month after TBC. I would love doing both. I could do both. You know, like TBC, you raid log. Here's the thing, you're not wrong, John. TBC is the raid login expansion. After you get your previous grind, there is not a lot to do in TBC, and that's great. We could do TBC and retail at the same time. I think that would be healthy for everyone, but they chose this. And how many people are gonna not try midnight or TBC, whatever? How many people are not gonna do one because of the other when they could have easily done both if they didn't drop it right on top of each other? It's like when Mob came out and AQ40 came out in the same like span of a week. Why? Will Cyrene's thirst for human suffering ever be quenched? That's what I wonder. Ain't no way I'm touching that retail trash. Oh, I wouldn't play it like seriously, but I would spend a month in this. I spent like 3 weeks in Throne and Liberty. I am a tourist. I bet you most of Blizzard's money comes from the launch of an expansion when everybody comes back and 2 weeks later people remember, oh, it's just retail again, and they quit. Right? But like they get like 3 months of subscription, the bonus toy collectible, because we got the Chuck E. Cheese adults, the Disney adults that collect all the shit, you know, like they see on the stream of the webcam and they got a shelf of toys right here, like $3,000 worth of fucking toys. Yeah. So like those people, they milk those people, they come back to WoW, they play WoW 2 weeks and they quit. And they go play Fortnite or something. I think that's where most of their money comes from. So why would you mess up your launch window on purpose? Are you trying to short your own stock? Should I call the Federal Trade Commission because you're inside trading your own stock? What the hell? I really don't understand. What's their idea? Like, oh, there's content, there's like more elves. There's never enough elves, you know, like we need more independent women in the workplace. I agree with that 100%. And men kissing, there you go. Yeah, they have data that current anniversary players don't cross over to retail. Damn right they don't. Why would they? They spit on their mouth for entertaining the idea. Do you think there's nothing I would like more than retail to be good and popping? Why do they sabotage each other? Number 1 rule of business, do not compete against yourself. I thought the entire point of like betraying the player base and shutting down SOD was because we had too many versions of WoW. Now we have, like, let's be honest, we have 2 versions of WoW and somehow they cannot figure it out. Like, what the hell? Yeah, I have like some friends that play both actually. Like, I assure you, like, there is some overlap. The overlap isn't massive, I agree with you. But like, I think MOP was also like a big thorn on their side, because I think like a lot of retail people are in MOP. Maybe not in TBC, but like a lot of retail people are doing MOP. Who's the world record, the world first in MOP? Malvanis, that guy, that's retail. There is some overlap, especially PvPers, you know, like if you're watching this channel, you probably don't care about PvP because I do not make PvP content. But I know a lot of PvP folk that still play retail and play classic. And why do you make it so hard for them to play both games? Can I get an invite to the Night Slayer Guild? Yes, whisper me, Polymorpheus. Gleesy Trotters, now recruiting by the way. TBC, super crap raiding, we flip over, you fart in my eye, and then Bacteridon kills me. That's gonna be the raid. They shut down SOD? Well, the servers are still up. For now, I would be shocked if by March, because they committed to the end of the year. That's what they promised. They assured us that until 2025 ends, it's gonna be open. I got zero belief that SOD is gonna be open in 3 months from now. Zero. Let me show you. It's very easy to show you why. There is exactly 2,400 people playing SOD, and the previous week it was a little over that, and a little over that, and a little over that. So like, the player base is absolutely tiny. It's like less than a quarter of ERA, basically. It was less than a quarter of the population of ERA, and every week it declines. And like, will people care about SOD a year from now? Will you know anybody that actually plays SOD unironically a year from now? I understand there was this streamer called Badgasm, and he made like a fresh SOD movement, kind of like Cargos. Cargos is back, by the way, got her par soul. I understand it didn't work so good. I am not up to like what happened, but I understand it did not pop off. Like, people didn't show up for it. So I don't see anybody that's interested in SOD. I think SOD is gonna be shut down, like literally closed in 3 months. I would be shocked. If you show me SOD servers are still up in 3 months, I would be very surprised, guys. In conclusion, I got no idea what the Blizzard plan is. I understand that like pre-expansion events are like longer than the 2-week pre-patch we get. So maybe it's gonna be like out of sync and it's not gonna be that big a deal. Okay, yeah, so Midnight is launching on March. So I guess we're gonna have somewhat of a gap. I play the game all day. I can do it. I have the time to play both. I think most people are not going to be able to, because I could have seen a beautiful little utopia where you can raid log in TBC and then you go to retail and you play retail too, and like everybody's happy. But we live in a world where like everybody cannot be happy. Everything has to be taken from you for somebody else, and that's what WoW has become too, I guess. We can only hope that Jesus come back one day and he atones us for our sins, and maybe, just maybe, we can overthrow democracy and finally end this hell on earth. But until then, we're gonna be playing TBC. So subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.